Have you ever just stood there staring into your aquarium and felt like you were looking into a completely different world? It's like a tiny, perfect universe, just humming with life. And it's so easy to get lost in that quiet beauty. But underneath that calm surface, there's always a story unfolding. And sometimes, that story is a warning.
A healthy aquarium it's really a marvel of biological engineering. I mean, think about it. It's this peaceful, balanced little ecosystem. You've got plants making oxygen, you've got beneficial bacteria in the filter taking care of waste. Everything works together in this perfect harmony. It's a delicate dance between chemistry and life, for sure.
And when that dance is perfect, wow, the result is just breathtaking. This is what we all aim for, right? This vibrant, thriving little world where everything is just in balance. It looks so stable, so permanent, almost like nothing could ever go wrong. But that perfection, that beautiful balance, it can be shattered in an instant. All it takes is one small thing to go wrong, and that whole perfect system can start to spiral into a crisis.
Now, the first signs of trouble are almost never dramatic. You're not going to hear some loud alarm bell or see a flashing red light. No, instead, it starts with a whisper, a quiet little signal that something's off, a clue that you can only catch if you're really, really paying attention. So here's what I want you to do. The next time you look at your tank, don't just glance at the big picture. I want you to really look. Look closer. Become a bit of a detective. What are the individual fish, the plants, what are they trying to tell you? And a lot of the time, the very first clue isn't a weird behavior. It's a mark, a tiny little imperfection on an otherwise perfectly healthy fish. Something you could so easily just dismiss or overlook. But that little mark, that's the key. Okay, so let's break this down. This specific mark is called a saddleback lesion, and it looks like a faint kind of discolored patch. It usually starts up near the dorsal fin, and from there it can slowly spread down and around the fish's body, almost like a saddle. Now, it might not look like much at first, but it's the classic calling card for a really serious bacterial illness called Columnaris.
That lesion you see, that's really just the evidence of an invasion. The real problem, the actual culprit, is microscopic. It's a silent predator that has found its way into this peaceful little world. So let's meet the villain of our story, Flavobacterium columnare. This bacterium is an expert at one thing, colonization. It is absolutely relentless, and it's designed to take over, targeting the most vital external parts of a fish: its skin, its fins, and maybe most critically, its gills. And like any good invader, it's got a strategy. Its first move, every single time, is to attach. Adhesion is everything for this bacteria. If it can't get a secure grip on the fish's tissue, its attack is over before it even begins. It has to latch on before it can do any real damage. And this right here, this shows you the cause and the devastating effect perfectly. On the left, you can see what the bacteria looks like under a microscope, these haystack-like colonies. And on the right, well, that's the result. That is a microscopic view of a fish's gill tissue after an attack. You can see the absolute destruction of the delicate structures that a fish needs to breathe. So, from that one little point of attack, the infection doesn't just stay put. It triggers this horrible domino effect, a cascade of failures throughout the fish's entire body. That whisper of a problem, it becomes a roar as the whole system just starts to collapse. And the progression of this disease is terrifyingly fast. That initial saddleback lesion can explode into these deep ulcers that actually expose the muscle underneath. The skin itself can suffer from severe necrosis, which basically means it's dying and just sloughing off. This leads to a total failure of the fish's natural barriers, and it all ends in circulatory collapse and internal bleeding. This image just says it all, doesn't it? I mean, you can see the stark difference between the healthy fish at the top and the ones below that are in the middle of this systemic crisis. The signs you see on the outside, the lesions, the lethargy, they're just a reflection of the complete internal shutdown that's happening inside. So here's the really crucial part. Once the skin, which is the fish's main protective shield, is broken, the battle is almost lost. The fish's body can't regulate its internal chemistry with the water around it anymore. So water from the tank just rushes into its tissues, causing this severe swelling called edema. The fish is literally being overcome by its own environment. But even when you're facing a disease this devastating, there is a way back. The key isn't just to panic and react, it's to act with knowledge. It's all about restoring that delicate balance, and that power is in your hands. To save this little world in a box, you have to become its biologist, its doctor. You've got to move past just looking, and you have to start understanding. And diagnosis? That's the first and the absolute most critical step toward any kind of cure. So what does that path look like? It's pretty straightforward. First, you observe. You carefully watch your fish for any of those subtle physical or behavioral changes. Second, you test your water. You have to rule out environmental problems like high ammonia or nitrate that could be weakening your fish. Third, if you can, a skin or gill biopsy is the gold standard. Looking at a sample under a microscope tells you exactly what's going on. And that leads to the final step. Identify the pathogen. Knowing exactly what you're fighting is the only way you can choose the right weapon to fight back. And really, it all comes down to this. An aquarium isn't some static piece of furniture. It is a living, breathing world that is constantly communicating with you. It sends out whispers of health, and it sends out whispers of distress. The only question is, are you listening?